Okay, my cosmic brethren, it's time to be burned alive by some NXT Heatwave. And we're just going to go over the Heatwave card, of course, real quickly. Okay, we got Santos Escobar versus Tony D'Angelo in a street fight. You know, whichever who loses, I guess Santos is stable gets released. And if Santos loses, then he is exited from NXT forever. The North American champion, Carmelo Hayes, versus, they get his name at first, but, you know, this Da Vinci, Calvin Klein looking motherfucker. Yeah, Giovanni Da Vinci or something. Yeah. And it's for the, it's a championship match. The NXT Women's Champion, Mandy Rose, versus Zoe Starks. And it's a championship match as well. Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade in a singles match. Last but not least, we have the NXT champion himself, Braun Breaker, versus Jade Murtaugh. And this is a championship match, the main event. Okay, that's all we have. Let's get into the event. Pay-per-view, NXT Heatwave. Just want to point out really quickly about the intro, the Heatwave of intro. I think it was kind of nice. It's kind of nice how they got Paul Heyman to do it too, but it's kind of how it's like basically resembling a heat wave and how hot it is, based, you know, given that it's summer also as well. You know, I'm liking this creativity. I'm liking it. You know, they could toss some of this toward the main roster, but you know, I'm like hopefully, but yeah, I'm liking how they are doing the intro a little bit. Like I said, given that it is an old one of ECW's old pay-per-views, you know, by Paul Heyman, and they got him to voice it, go over it, of course, and they got him to do the intro. Yeah, that's really nice. Like I said, I like that. It could have had also, you know, people being burnt and, you know, fried like human barbecue and everything like that, and a whole world, cities, and being under fire, on fire, blown up. But it was really nice. Yeah, I like the intro. The theme is good too. Okay, like I just said, what's the opening match? It's the North American title match. Da Vinci and the Hayes. You know, Carmelo Hayes and, you know, Giovanni Da Vinci, and they're squaring off for the title. And, like, of course, I've been paying close attention, and, not really. It's not really the story was really built into this. It's basically built off of, I guess they both got egos, and they basically better than anybody else. Just a typical heelish traits. Just as you would think, also, just cause I saw a lot of spot fest, a lot of corny spot fest monkey moves. So yeah, that was that also from Da Vinci, and no doubt in your minds whatsoever, you knew Hayes was coming in and taking this dub and retaining. So yeah, there's your first match of the night. So this is why I really, like we've discovered and measured before, is stemming off of Cora Jade betraying her best friend, Roxanne Perez. You know, I talked about this before also. I'll try to leave it at the end too. You can just go to my, you know, official brand of me too. Go back into my latest, the end, or, you know, just whatever, my playlist also, and just look at Cora, the best videos of all time that I made, and you know, you can look at what I had to say about this. And well, I say, yeah, it's pretty much it was a basic concept, you know, a basic story. You know, we saw, unfortunately, the way they executed too. We've seen it before. It's been done before plenty of times. You know, the way it happened too, and I was thought out. It was generic, and you know, didn't really make sense at all. And it was kind of an early turn for Cora Jade, which I had talked about and agreed with. You know, it was too early. It didn't have no sense of meaning, you know, substance to it at all. They just threw it out there just because. You know, as I said before, you know, I'd very much like to see, because this the heel of Cora, her heel work is like it's doing okay for right now, and Roxanne looks like a good baby face. I'm very excited to see, just as both of them, what Triple H has in store for the both of them. So we'll definitely look to see going forward. I will say that, you know, I'm liking the, you know, some of the creativity also as well when it comes to you know, just as you see at the start of Cora Jade's entrance. I'm liking it. The theme, just the song, I don't really know about that. Definitely not a favorite of mine, but it sounds okay. It's great. I like the like I said, I like her entrance and everything surrounding her so far. The start of her heel character work so far. I'm liking it a bit. Liking it. Yeah, I'll definitely say that. Yeah, by the start of the match, also it was a decent match. It was it was it was good for what it's worth. It did what it needed to do, and obviously couldn't say it unexpectedly because she's looking like one of the hottest next push out stars of NXT right now. Because they're making really they're really putting her on a hot plate and they're pushing her up to really hot heights. And yeah, Cora Jade coming out on top. So yep, yeah, decent match. Not nothing more, nothing less. And it was okay, okay standards. And I said it did what it needed to do. When your classic babyface against heel, and I said I'm kind of okay with it when it comes to Roxanne Perez. And I guess I'll kind of see more, but like I said about Cora, definitely liking for now about where she's going with her character, and hers, everything her as a wrestler and everything like that. Everything right now looks like it's her own, and like I said, I'm liking the creativity and what I'm seeing in her character so far. It's a nice unique shade to start off, and her being the start of could be a very entertaining, interesting heel run so far. So very excited what's gonna happen. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm very excited what's gonna see. I will say that's kind of a bit, it could be much more, but it's just getting started off. So I'll wait to see more, and definitely down the road, we can definitely see what's about to go down. Okay, Santos and Tony D'Angelo is basically like a mafia. That's what this should remind me of, like a whole mafia beefing back and forth between two mafias. And I believe this is stemming off the fact that I don't know they like Tony D'Angelo stable, like he's basically had his familia. They had kidnapped or some members from Santos's stable, and that's what basically this is about. And that's what this basically is about. And it's two mafias going back and forth and cultivated, and one of the members being kidnapped or something like that, and they come basically to a truce or trying to basically an ultimatum, and that's what I just mentioned. And basically, this match is about. If Santos loses, then he basically has to leave NXT, and if Santos wins, then he could get one of his his members back. So Santos and Tony, let's go. So yep, we pretty much know what this means looking at things from right here. So I guess Santos is leaving NXT, and I already have it. Most likely, then and there, he's most likely going up to the main roster after this. I would have most preferred Tony to go up to the main roster because mostly from everybody there, he's like basically the only one that has a much more entertaining and engaging character. So I would have had him go to the main roster, but yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know if most likely he is, but Santos is probably like one of Triple H's boys. But yeah, so I guess from here, yeah, Santos is going to the main roster. Okay, so for the NXT Women's Championship is up next. Toxic Attractions Mandy Rose for her putting up her NXT Women's Championship against Zoe Starks, and this match was just made because Triple Indy can do so whatsoever, because he got in charge. So yeah, nothing going into this match was around it. Nothing engaging, interesting. No story whatsoever. No rival. Nothing about it. Nothing. Just it was a match put together lazily. So there you have it. Of course, as if there was any already doubt, if already, Mandy Rose walks away intact, retaining her championship. Bruh. You knew it was coming with it, but Yeah, I'll probably talk much about it later, but oh my gosh, yeah, you knew it was coming, and WWE getting its dose of Bussy. So it looks like NXT is getting it, is coming to NXT, to an NXT closer than you think. I thought it was something about it, but yeah, because I thought it was something else. I don't know. I didn't know what to think about it at first, but as soon as he started to whip his like the nigga had, braids or long braids or hair in the back of his head, and he started to lick his lips. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, they're. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah. Let's just move on. I don't want to talk about this any further. Probably just later on. This is another match too. I felt like it was just thrown, put together. I heard he had came from JD, had come from I don't know, from NXT UK, something like that. And yeah, I don't know. He could be one of Triple H's boys too, and we're just like one that he think Triple H just putting him in a position where he wanted him to be. So yeah, they tried to put something to it. They tried to add. Sorry about that. They tried to add some sort of substance to it or a story. Try to add a story to it. Add at least some interesting going into the NXT Heatwave, but obviously failed. Not really could care less about what happened going into it. It's just your stereotypical, typical. Basically, just like when I said about Carmelo and VINCI, it's basically like the JD is wants to let Braun know that he's stronger, much more enduring. He could take pain much more than Braun. He's stronger and crazier, basically, than him. And that's what's going on between this pairing. And we get to the main event. Braun Breaker versus JD Murtaugh, something like that. For the NXT, basically, yeah, I want to call it, but yeah, the NXT Championship. Breaker wins, and who else knew if he was gonna lose or not? Who actually thought, or I don't know why they thinking, or when they do these battles, especially with the obviously the midget, smaller, tiny monkey that is JD. Who thought, come on, I don't even know anybody out there that could have thought that JD was gonna go in and I don't know why they prop him up to make us as far as he was gonna do some type of damage to as far as taking pain. Okay, it's he's still gonna get broken in half. It's so who could care less about that? And it's the NXT UK champion comes out, and I guess that's his next opponent. Another spot fest indie monkey midget, whatever you want to call it. I mean, oh my gosh, man, it's just hopefully kind of really hit me in the head where this could be towards NXT's future. So I would say yes. It was a decent. It was okay. It was okay event. Decent. I mean, I don't think that. It could be great also, but I don't think NXT. When it comes to NXT, they don't need to be going that further into it, given that it's just a platform for other stars, newer stars to be built up and to brought up to, the next stars going forward. But yeah, I would say it was, like I said, it was an okay event, and it's pretty much the main event was kind of just and where it was gonna go next, basically a bit of a letdown because we pretty much saw this before. I pretty much saw this before. Well, speaking on me, I pretty much saw this before. When it came to Cameron Grimes and Breaker, and the same thing the last match. Yeah, Cameron Grimes and it's basically the same thing happening. The smaller guy, he has no chance, and these smaller dudes got no chance. And who would believe that? Also, unless they're a master grappler that can, with the slightest chance that can get Braun in some magical hold and, just straight up bitch him out in a fight. But, obviously, too, it's these smaller dudes is gonna like, where are you gonna get some, like, put some real Busky or just like some actual that looks closer to breakers, like them getting these smaller dudes also is like like it just makes it seem like that much more unrealistic, and those, you know, has like no chance in hell these dudes is coming off against breaker. And like I said, it was like, so it was whatever, like we when it comes to these type of like I said, like it could be now, because it's like nowadays, like I could have thought less about it. You know, it's like it is what it is. It is what it is. So, sorry, it is what it is with these type of events. You know, it was okay. You know, I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it again. You know, it's kind of boring. So so it was what it was, and yeah, my interest felt like it was much needed elsewhere. So I guess I could say the only match, or basically like one of the only match I could have like cared a bit about was Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. But other than that, everything else was just you know, of a and you know, whatever. I guess I'll you know, go along with this. But yeah, that was the event. It was whatever. It was okay, decent, if you want to put it along those lines. And hopefully y'all enjoyed it much more than me. And yeah,